Haridas Thakur. So, the glories of Srila Haridas Thakur. Text 93. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai, Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki Jai, Srila Gurudev ki Jai. So, text 93. Tave Mahaprabhu Nija Bhakta Pase Janya Haridasera Guna Kohe Satamu Kahanya. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to his personal devotees and began speaking about Haridas Thakur's transcendental qualities as if he had hundreds of mouths. Did you put it on there? Did you press the button there? No? Okay. Bhaktera Guna Kahite Prabhura Vadaye Ulasa Bhakta Gana Shrestha Tate Sri Haridasa. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu derives great pleasure from glorifying his devotees, and among the devotees, Haridas Thakur is the foremost. Haridasera Guna Gana Asankhya Para Kehakona Amsevarne Nahipaya Para. The transcendental qualities of Haridas Thakur are innumerable and unfathomable. One may describe a portion of them, but to count them all is impossible. Chaitanya Mangale Sri Vrindavan Dasa Haridasera Guna Kichu Kariya Chena Prakasha. In Chaitanya Mangala, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur has described the attributes of Haridas Thakur to some extent. Sabakaha Najaya Haridasera Charitra Keha Kichu Kahe Karite Apana Pavitra. No one can describe all the qualities of Haridas Thakur. One may say something about them just to purify himself. Vrindavan Dasa Jaha Nakaila Varnana Haridasera Guna Kichu Suna Bhaktagana. O devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please hear something about the qualities of Haridas Thakur that Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur has not described in detail. Haridase Jave Nija Grihatyaga Kaila Benapolera Vanamadye Katadina Rahila. After leaving his home, Haridas Thakur stayed for some time in the forest of Benapola. Nirjana Vane Kutira Kori Tulasi Sevana Ratridine Tina Laksha Nama Sankirtana. Haridas Thakur constructed a cottage in a solitary forest. There he planted a tulasi plant, and in front of the tulasi he would chant the holy name of the Lord 300,000 times daily. He chanted throughout the entire day and night. Pramera Gore Kore Bhiksha Nirvahana Prabhave Sakala Loka Karaya Pujana. For his bodily maintenance, he would go to a Brahmana's house and beg some food. He was spiritually so influential that all the neighboring people worshipped him. Say Desa Dyaksanama Brahmachandra Kana Vaishnava Vidveshi Say Pasanda Pradana. A landholder named Ramachandra Khan was a zamindar of the district. He was envious of Vaishnavas and was therefore a great atheist. Haridase loke puye sahitena para tanra apana karite nana upaya kore. Unable to tolerate that such respect was being offered to Haridas Thakur, Ramachandra Khan planned in various ways to dishonor him. Kona prakare Haridasera chidra nahipaya, beshyagane anikare chidera upaya. By no means could he find any fault in the character of Haridas Thakur. Therefore, he called for local prostitutes and began a plan to discredit his holiness. Beshyagane kohe, ei vairagi Haridasa, tumisava koro ihara vairagya dharmanasa. Ramachandra Khan said to the prostitutes, "There is a mendicant named Haridas Thakur. All of you devise a way to deviate him from his vows of austerity." Veshyagana madhye eka sundari yuvati se kahe tinadine harivatan ramati. Among the prostitutes, one attractive young girl was selected. I shall attract the mind of Haridas Thakur, she promised, within 3 days. Kana kohe mora paika yauke tomara sane, tomara sahite katratare dare jena ane. Ramachandra Khan said to the prostitute, my constable will go with you, so that as soon as he sees you with Haridas Thakur, immediately he will arrest him and bring both of you to me. Vesya kohe mora sanga hauka ekavara duitiya bore darite paika laimu tomara. The prostitute replied, first let me have union with him once, then the second time I shall take your constable with me to arrest him. Ratikole sei Veshya subeshadariya haridasera basaya gela ulasita hanya. At night the prostitute, after dressing herself most attractively, went to the cottage of Haridas Thakur with great jubilation. Tulasi namaskori haridasera dware yanya gosanyera namaskari rahila dandanya. After offering obeisances to the Tulasi plant, she went to the door of Haridas Thakur, offering him obeisances, and stood there. Anga ugadiya dekai basiladu yare, kahite lagila kichu sumadura suare. Exposing part of her body to his view, she sat down on the threshold of the door and spoke to him in very sweet words. Thakura tumi parama sundara pratama yauvana tomadeki konna nari dorite paremana. My dear Thakur, O great preacher, great devotee, you are so beautifully built, and your youth is just beginning. Who is the woman who could control her mind after seeing you? Tomara sangama lagi lutha mora mana, tomana paile prana najaya darana. I am eager to be united with you. My mind is greedy for this. If I don't obtain you, I should not be able to keep my body and soul together. Haridasa kohe toma karimu angikara, Sankyanama samapti yavat nahaya amara, tabatu mi vasi suna nama sankirtana, nama samapti haile karimu yet tomara mana. Haridas Thakur replied, I shall accept you without fail, but you will have to wait until I have finished chanting my regular rounds of my beads. Until that time, please sit and listen to the chanting of the holy name. As soon as I am finished, I shall fulfill your desires. Eta suni sei veshya vasiyana rahila, kirtana kore haridasa prataka kala haila. Hearing this, the prostitute remained sitting there while Haridas Thakur chanted on his beads until the light of morning appeared. Pratakala deki veshya utiya chalila, savasam chara jai kanere kahila. When she saw that it was morning, the prostitute stood up and left. Coming before Ramachandra Khan, she informed him of all the news. Ajiyame angikara kariyache vachane, kaliyavasya tahara sange haive sangame. Today Haridas Thakur had promised to enjoy with me. Tomorrow certainly I should have union with him. Aradina ratri haile veshya haila, Haridasa tarebahu asvasa karila. The next night, when the prostitute came again, Haridas Thakur gave her many assurances. Kaliduka paila aparadha nalaiva mora, avasya karimu ami tomaya angikara. Last night you were disappointed. Please excuse my offense. I shall certainly accept you. Tabati han vasi suna nama sankirtana, nama purna haile purna have tomara mana. Please sit down and hear the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra until my regular chanting is finished. Then your desire will surely be fulfilled. Lakshmi Rani, ¿te puedes chequear en la cocina? Por favor. Tulasi era tanke veshya namaskare kore, Dwarevasi name sune bole Hari Hari. After offering her obeisances to the Tulasi plant and Haridas Thakur, she sat down at the door. Hearing Haridas Thakur chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, she also chanted, "O my Lord Hari, O my Lord Hari." Purport. Herein one can clearly see how a Vaishnava delivers a fallen soul by a transcendental trick. The prostitute came to pollute Haridas Thakur, but he took it as his duty to deliver the prostitute. As clearly demonstrated here, the process of deliverance is very simple. With faith and reverence, the prostitute associated with Haridas Thakur, who personally treated her material disease by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Although the prostitute had an ulterior motive, somehow or other she got the association of a Vaishnava and satisfied him by occasionally chanting in imitation, "O my Lord Hari, O my Lord Hari." The conclusion is that associating with a Vaishnava, chanting the holy name of the Lord and offering obeisances to the Tulasi plant or a Vaishnava all lead one to become a transcendental devotee who is completely cleansed of all material contamination. Ratri Shesa Haila Besha Usimisi Kore Tarariti Deki Haridasa Kahena Tahare. When the night came to an end, the prostitute was restless. Seeing this, Haridas Thakur spoke to her as follows. Koti nama grahana jagya kori ekamase eidiksa karijachi haila asi seshe. I have vowed to chant 10 million names in a month. I have taken this vow, but now it is nearing its end. Vow. Purport. If one regularly chants 333,000 times daily for a month, and then chants one time more, he will thus chant 10 million times. In this way, a devotee worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such worship is called yagya. Yagya nai sankirtana prajai yajanti hi sumedasa. Those whose intelligence is brilliant accept this Harinama Yagya, the Yagya of chanting the holy name of the Lord. By performing this Yagya, one satisfies the Supreme Personality of Godhead and thus attain perfection in spiritual life. According to external vision, Haridas Thakur belonged to a Mohammedan family. Nevertheless, because he engaged himself in performing the yagya of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he became a regular initiated Brahmana, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, a qualified Brahmana, and is immediately fit to perform yagya, whereas a person born in a family of Brahmanas have to wait until completing the reformatory process before he may be called samskrita, purified. It is further said in Srimad Bhagavatam 12.142, in the age of Kali, Melechas or low-born people who have not undergone the purifying process of samskara, who do not know how to apply that process in actual life, and who are covered by the mode of passion and ignorance, will take the post of administrators. They will devour the citizens with their atheistic activities. A person who is not purified by the prescribed process of samskara is called a samskrita. But if one remains kriya-hina, even after being purified by initiation, in other words, if one fails to actually apply the principles of purify in his life, he remains an unpurified melecha or javana. On the other hand, we find the Haridas Thakur, although born in a melecha or javana family, became Namacharya Haridas Thakur because he performed the Nama Yagya a minimum of 300,000 times every day. Herein we find that Haridas Thakur strictly followed his regulative principle of chanting 300,000 times. Thus, when the prostitute became restless, He informed her that first he had to finish his chanting, and then he would be able to satisfy her. Actually, Haridas Thakur chanted the holy name of the Lord for 3 nights continuously and gave the prostitute the chance to hear him. Thus, she became purified, as will be seen in the following verses. Aji samapta haibe hena yagya chila samasta ratri nilum nama samapta nahaila. I thought that today I would be able to finish my performance of yagya, my chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. I tried my best to chant the holy name of all night, but I still did not finish. Kali samapta have brata banga, sochande tomara sange hai beka sanga. Tomorrow I will surely finish, and my vow will be fulfilled. Then it will be possible for me to enjoy with you in full freedom. Purport. There is a purport here to explain this verse. Haridas Thakur never wanted to enjoy the prostitute, but he tricked her to deliver her by giving her a chance to hear the holy name of the Lord while he chanted. Pure devotees chant the Hare Krishna mantra, and simply by hearing this chanting from a purified transcendental person, one is purified and of all sinful activities, no matter how low-born or fallen one may be. As soon as one is thus completely free from the reactions of sinful activities, he is eligible to render devotional service to the Lord. This is the process for engaging the fallen souls in devotional service. As Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 7.28, Jesam tua anta gatam papam janam punja kamanam te dvanda moha nimurta bhajante mam dridha brata. Persons who have acted piously in previous life and in this life, whose sinful actions are completely eradicated and who are freed from the dualities of delusion, engage themselves in my service with determination. Veshya Gija Samachara Kanere Kahila Aradina Sandhya Haite Takura Antya-lila. The prostitute returned to Ramachandra Khan and informed him of what had happened. The next day she came earlier at the beginning of the evening and stayed with Haridas Thakur. Tulasi ke Thakura ke namaskare kori, dware basi namasune bole Hari Hari. After offering obeisances to the Tulasi plant and Haridas Thakur, she sat down on the threshold of the room. Thus she began to hear Haridas Thakur's chanting, and she also personally chanted Hari Hari, the holy name of the Lord. Nama Purna have aji bole Haridase, tabe Purna karimu aji tomara abilasha. Today it will be possible for me to fulfill my chanting, Haridas Thakur informed her. Then I shall satisfy all your desires. Kirtana korite aiche ratri sesha haila, Thakurera sane beshyara manapire gela. The night ended while Haridas Thakur was chanting, but by his association, the mind of the prostitute had changed. Dandavat hanya pode Thakura charane, Ramachandra kanena kata kaila nivedane. The prostitute, now purified, fell at the lotus feet of Haridas Thakur and confessed that Ramachandra Khan had appointed her to pollute him. Pesya hanya muni papa karija chon apara, kripa kore karamo adame nistara. Because I have taken the profession of a prostitute, she said, I have performed unlimited sinful acts. My Lord, be merciful to me, deliver my fallen soul. Thakura kohe kanyera kata sabe ame yani anya murka sei tare duka nahimani. Haridas Thakur replied, I know everything about the conspiracy of Ramachandra Khan. He is nothing but an ignorant fool. Therefore, his activities do not make me feel unhappy. Seidina Jaitama Eistana Chadilla, Tina Dina Rahilana Toma Nistara Lagilla. On the very day Ramachandra Khan was planning his intrigue against me, I would have left this place immediately, but because you came to me, I stayed here for 3 days to deliver you. Besya kohe kripa kore karaha upadesha, kimora kartavya jate java base klesha. The prostitute said, kindly act as my spiritual master. Instruct me in my duty by which to get relief from material existence. Takura kohe, garera dvabhya brahmane koredana, egore asitumi karaha vishrama. Haridas Thakur replied, immediately go home and distribute to the brahmanas whatever property you have. Then come back to this room and stay here forever in Krishna consciousness. Nirantara name lao, kare tulasi sevana, achirat pave tave krishnera charana. Chant the Hare Krishna mantra continuously and render service to the tulasi plant by watering her and offering prayers to her. In this way, you will very soon get the opportunity to be sheltered at the lotus feet of Krishna. Let's read the purport and we can finish here. At least 5,000 years ago, Lord Shri Krishna expressed his desire that everyone surrenders to him. Sarva dharman paritya ja mamekam saranam braja. Why is that people cannot do this? Krishna assures aham tuam sarva prabhebhyo masajishchami masucha. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Everyone is suffering from the results of sinful activities, but Krishna says that if one surrenders unto him, he will protect one from sinful reactions. Modern civilization, however, is interested neither in Krishna nor in getting relief from sinful acts. Therefore, men are suffering. Surrender is the ultimate instruction of Bhagavad Gita, but for one who cannot surrender to the lotus feet of Krishna, it is better to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra constantly under the instruction of Haridas Thakur. In our Krishna consciousness movement, we are teaching our followers to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra continuously on beats. Even those who are not accustomed to this practice are advised to chant at least 16 rounds on their beats so that they may be trained. Otherwise, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommended Trinada Pisunichana Tarora Pisa Hisnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtanija Sadahari. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than a straw on the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Sada means always. Haridas Thakur said, Nirantara Nama Lao. Chant the Hare Krishna mantra without stopping. Although Krishna wants everyone to surrender to his lotus feet, because of people's sinful activity, they cannot do this. Namam duskritno muda prapadyante narada maha. Rascals and fools, the lords of men who engage in sinful activities, cannot suddenly surrender to the lotus feet of Krishna. Nevertheless, if they begin chanting the Hare Krishna mantra and rendering service unto the Tulasi plant, they will very soon be able to surrender. One's real duty is to surrender to the lotus feet of Krishna, but if one is unable to do so, he should adopt this process as instructed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his most confidential servant, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur. This is the way to achieve success in Krishna consciousness. Okay, we just read 2 more verses to conclude that pastime. Eta bole tare nama upadesa kori, utiya chalila takura bole hari hari, After thus instructing the prostitute about the process of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, Haridas Thakur stood up and left, continuously chanting Hari Hari. Tabe sei Veksha Gurura Agya Laila Grihavita Jeva Chaila Brahmanera Dila. Thereafter the prostitute distributed to the Brahmanas whatever household possession she had, following the orders of her spiritual master. There is still a bit more. Maybe we should stop here. It's one last verse to finish this page here. Matamudi eka bastre rahila seigare ratridine tina laksha namagrahane kore. The prostitute shaved her head clean in accordance with Vaishnava principles and stayed in that room wearing only one cloth. Following in the footsteps of her spiritual master, she began chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra 300,000 times a day. She chanted throughout the entire day and night. This is a special devotee. Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki Jai. Jai Srila Gurudev ki Jai. We can finish here and we can chant. You want to chant Hari Haraya Nama Krishna?
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Krishavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Krishavaya Namaha.
Gopala Govinda Ram Srimad Sudana.
Gopala Govinda Ram Srimad Sudana.
Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohana.
Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohana.
Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra.
Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra.
Gadadhara Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gadadhara Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Rupa Sanatana Vatara Gunata.
Jaya Rupa Sanatana Vatara Gunata.
Shri Jiva Gopala Bhata Dasara Gunata.
Shri Jiva Gopala Bhata Dasara Gunata.
Jaya
Shivana, Om Vishnu Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev-Goswami ki jai. Om Srila Bhakti Dev-Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Om Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai. Shri Rupa Gopal ki jai. Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Chaitanya Saraswati ki jai. Chaitanya Saraswati Sri Chaitanya ki jai. Jai Shri Harinama Sankirtan ki jai. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Harinama Sankirtan ki jai. Hari Hari.